Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Brian, and today I'm talking Love Island Australia. This is season 6. I'm going to be covering episode 13 and 14. Apologies for not having an episode out yesterday. I did not get home till 11 p.m., so wasn't able to watch it. And also, the new episode been dropping in 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours Australian time anyway. So just bunching it all together. And yeah, I thought these were two pretty good episodes. I'll briefly go over 13 because I think some things happened, but I think 14, obviously, I think there were some like developments that led into 14, which feel like it's getting a lot better this week. I think each week has progressively gotten better with some of the drama. I feel like a hot dog challenge, you got to dress up as firemen and just sit in a ice bed, answer questions. I thought this would be important, but it really wasn't near the end because of like obviously what with the big stuff that happens. Sophie's still jealous of Dylan, with the kissing. We do find out that they actually are gonna like Chrissy eventually is like, I'm done with Dylan because Dylan keeps giving all her time to Sophie and not giving any time to Chrissy, and she's over it. Hannah tells him this is where really the big thing of these two episodes is Hannah is into Taylor. She tells Sophie that she thinks that her and Nico have hit a plateau. She was watching Taylor talk to Em in the challenge and kiss and like flirt like that, and like she was just like, she was jealous of that, and that's kind of crazy. Um, yeah, for them, they like she even said in the special like, oh, I didn't really give him a chance because I was like doing the friend thing. Or Taylor said this like when he does find out about it, but like even though he's still kind of like shaky on it, but it looks like in the trailer for tomorrow's episode, it's probably gonna shift over because it's probably like got a lot of stuff going on. But Sophie Monk shows up, says that somebody's gonna be dumped. They do like trick voting where it's like the most compatible, the super fans have been voting, and the last two people remaining, they make it seem like those are the ones who got the least amount of votes for finding love, and we find out that Zayn and Nico are here the most for trying to find love, so they have to dump one of the girls they think is not here for, or has the least chance of finding love. They dump Sydney. I'm fine with it. I didn't think really Sydney was bringing anything to the villa. Seen a lot of comments on Instagram and Reddit like why are they bringing all these Americans. I totally understand that because if you whole premise of the show is you think these people are going to work out in real life, and if they're like not from another country, there's no way they're going to date. So good to get rid of Sydney. She even tells Tommy like, "Yo, I don't know, we wouldn't have worked." And I think Tommy's days are numbered. I don't know what is up with this dude. He's just one of the strangest eggs you'll ever meet. Um, but I think that's really the like the other big thing is after the dumping. Sophie wants to get Dylan to kiss her tonight, and she does get that. And after they're done talking and kissing, like Chrissy kind of walks up and sees this, not them kissing, but like them like ending the conversation. And I mean, Chrissy knows that like Dylan's just kind of like playing around and kind of being a dog. Uh, but the episode ends with Hannah telling Taylor how she's feeling. Em and Nico walk into the conversation. They don't like hear the conversation, but they're like, "Hey, we've been looking for you guys." So that's where it ends. Kind of builds up for episode 14. And I thought a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff happened in here. Um, M thinks that Chrissy's the only one that likes Taylor. She doesn't have any idea about Hannah, and Sophie kind of talks to her about it, but she kind of like she kind of leads into Dylan. She's talking to Dylan, and she kind of like leads in like, "Oh, Chrissy is into you," and things like that. And it's kind of just like so much stuff going on, and it's kind of crazy. And that Taylor's like very confused. He doesn't know what he's gonna do. He's got to go to bed tonight with him, and like how's this gonna go? And he kind of fills Zane in about everything that's going on. She did tell him pretty much everything that she was feeling, and that she had told Sophie. Um, and they're in bed, and Taylor's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you tomorrow." And Em's like, "Oh, is it bad?" And he goes, "Depends on how you look at it." And I was like, "That's just not how somebody wants to go to bed. Like, it's not how you should relay information or potential information that you want to tell somebody." Em didn't like this. Um, she he does tell her the next morning, and she kind of laughs about it, but Taylor kind of tells her like, "Hey, look, I wasn't even thinking about it because Hannah was in the Nico," and she's like, "I just need to trust him." So they're having this conversation, and then Hannah is also having the same conversation with Nico, and he's like, "I can't tell you what to do." He knows that the writing's on the wall. Like he basically says, like, hey, once somebody's like trying to get to know somebody else, like they're pretty much done with the couple they're in. Um, this is when I said this in the earlier, but Chrissy like tells Sophie in the makeup room like I'm done with Dylan. Like he's not even talking to me. He's talking to you way more. Like have at it. Dylan does tell Mercedes that him and Sophie kissed, and he's like, I respect that. And he's more annoyed. Mercedes is more annoyed that Sophie didn't tell him because he's the one in a couple with her. So he's like, I'm done with that. So a lot of stuff happened, a lot of movement. Nico tells Nico tells Chrissy, like I think Nico now is going to shift his focus on Chrissy. He tells Chrissy that she's in her top five. There's six girls in the bill, so I don't know how reassuring that is. Chrissy gets text that there's going to be a competition for Mr. Love Island, and basically it's just kind of like them doing some talents, walking off like in the speedo, all oiled up, and then they have to do like a speech. And like the only notable thing I thought was like Dylan's talent is sex eyes. Thought it was just super corny. Dylan, look, I like Dylan, and I just think he doesn't really do himself any favors with some of the things he says. Zane Winsley, Mr. Love Island, again, doesn't mean anything. Hannah and Nico talk. Um, she's like, look, it was fizzling out. And he's like, look, I was just giving everything I could to this relationship, like trying to make it work. Like you were my number one. And that's kind of where the episode ends. And we had a nice preview for tomorrow. And it looks like Em is getting into it with some, I don't know who she's getting in with. They were doing like little super cuts. And I'm interested to see who she's kind of getting into with. Taylor looks confused about what's going on. Hannah doing stuff. So this is good drama. I like this. We cut some dead weight with Sydney. Probably feel like some of the next people that go are probably Tommy. And I mean, honestly, dude, as much as I love Mercedes, he was not really in these episodes because now that Sophie's kind of moved over to Dylan back to that, it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. Like what are the bombshells coming in? There's also a tease that looks like somebody leaves the villa. So I don't know if that's Taylor or Tommy's like, hey, I just maybe he's like, there's nobody here for me. I don't know. I'm excited to watch. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. We are gonna have a couple stuff today. So Monday, obviously I wasn't here. We're gonna do Bill and I are probably gonna do the Love 90 Day Fiance Tell All Part One. I'm probably gonna do that this afternoon, so probably have that out before dinner time. I still need to watch Love and Hip Hop Miami that premiered last night as well, so I'll do a short for that. And I think that's it until tomorrow. We have Love Iron Archie, Love is Blind Argentina Survivor, and I think that's it. And I have this obviously. So yeah, we'll be back. Thanks for all for watching, and I will talk to you next video. Peace.